Are you interested in seafood and creepy old places? Well, then Lexington Market is just the place for you. From faithly seafood to the many various vendors and to the abandoned nightclub that lie beneath the market, it has everything you can need. So come along as we explore the market and leave no stones unturned. Lexington Market was founded in 1782 and it was originally known as the Western Precinct Market. It is located in Baltimore and it is known as the oldest market in America with a series of underground vaults. Some say that the vaults were used to store meat before refrigeration, and others say that it may be haunted. We're here to find out the truth behind Lexington Market. There's water. Why is this food so cheap? I want that crab cake. Okay. There's a lot of broken plates and just silverware. Looks like the kitchen extended. I can actually imagine this place to be as a nightclub or the party that it used to have, with all the little booths and dancing in the middle, performance on stage. So the vaults were built in the 1860s and they were rediscovered in 1951 during the constructions of the parking garage for Lexington Market. Little is still known about the vaults, and as we venture down below, please be sure to comment down what you think the vaults were used for. As long as I don't trip, this is good. Some cobwebs. There's little shelves sticking out of the actual wall. And lots of cobwebs. Okay, that's really scary. I think that may be one of the potholes in the streets. Right? Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty positive. And a bunch of stuff. Lights. Some photos. I don't know. Oh, this photo is it's from I think 1987. I kind of wonder if this place is haunted because I have no clue. It's a really open space. So right now I'm pretty sure directly under the parking garage, and this seems to be a passage that was closed off. So that's kind of creepy. I want to know where the passage goes. I wonder how Hannah would feel if she was down here. So we're going to be meeting with Stacy Pack, who's with Lexington Market. I'm going to ask her a couple questions about the market and the vaults. Hello.
Hey Courtney, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
This is kind of really creepy.
It's a bit creepy.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, we're not quite sure what that was for.
Okay, so my very first question about this place is it haunted? Or if you know any stories.
Okay, well, good question. I have to tell you, in October 2017, we actually had the Maryland Paranormal Institute come through here, and they did all sorts of different testings and findings. And to be perfectly honest with you, I have been a little too scared to actually read the report. But if you look up Maryland Paranormal Institute, you'll be able to find all that info. So yeah, if you believe, who knows?
So could you tell us a little bit about the vaults, like what you think they were used for?
Absolutely. So the vaults date back to the 1860s, around the time of the Civil War. Lexington Market, the site itself goes back to 1782, and over the last couple hundred years there's been a few different buildings that have stood on this site, and these vaults were used basically as underground storage back before there were refrigeration and freezers, and so for root vegetables, just to keep things cool. It's the middle of summer right now, and it's probably a nice 70 degrees or cooler down here. Over the years, it has, up until the 30s, it was used for storage for Lexington Market, for the merchants above. We know that there was a tunnel that led all the way up to Saratoga Street, which is about a block up the road, where there used to be a slaughterhouse. And one of our meat vendors here in Lexington Market would actually have the meat brought fresh from the slaughterhouse through the tunnel, stored down here, and then sold right upstairs. So that's what the space has been used for, that we're aware of. We have some clippings from the Baltimore Sun from the 30s and the 50s that share some other information on merchants who used to have snowball fights down here in the middle of July back in the 30s, when condensation from the condenser units from the refrigerators, they would ball that up and throw it at each other in the middle of summer. And we know that there was a communist raid that took place down here as well in the 30s, which turned up nothing but a whole bunch of lettuce and some other items. So it's definitely an interesting space with a lot of stories, and they were rediscovered back in the 50s. In 1949, Lexington Market actually experienced a fire that destroyed all the market property, the buildings themselves. And in 1951, when they were digging the footings for the parking garage that we're currently under, they rediscovered this space. And we have the articles from the Baltimore Sun on that. And then again, the space kind of just sat vacant, not really being utilized, because the new market structure that went up in the 50s had, designated storage space, more convenient for merchants to come to. And then there was a period back in the 70s and 80s where there was one of the merchants known as Tubbs, which was a social club, restaurant, lounge, which was actually also doing some other things in the space, which got them closed down by the feds. And when after they left, we discovered that they were using this space probably as underground nightclub. However, we rediscovered it again in 2014 when Baltimore City paper at the time was doing an article on Lexington Market, and they had found in their research that, what are these vaults? We came down here, and ever since we've been partnering with Baltimore Heritage to do historic tours of both the market, where people are able to come down and see these spaces, which are the oldest remaining parts of Lexington Market, the actual historic structure.
Do you think, since this is historic, if in the future, this would eventually get renovated into something new, or do you think they're going to really try to keep it historic?
No, good question. So the space is kind of unique. As you may have noticed walking in, we walk through a parking garage entrance, not typically the best real estate, depending on the use. However, Lexington Market right now is, very central to downtown Baltimore. We're part of the Bromo Arts District. There's been a lot of interest in the space ever since it was rediscovered in 2014. We've had several different film crews come out doing tapings and using it for various things, including private films. We've also had local art groups come through and take a lot of interest in potentially, hey, this could be a great artist space. So we're really open to all sorts of ideas.
Okay. So my next question is, because we're going to actually visit Lexington Market soon.
Yeah.
What's your favorite stand there? So maybe I can stop by and check it out.
Oh, great question. So I like to eat. So depending on the day, I gotta love Faidley's. They're an institution here in Baltimore, and you can't get any better fresh seafood here in town. However, Connie's Chicken and Waffles is amazing. They're owned by two awesome young men who named a business after their mother, and their waffles are just amazing. They were just named Best Waffle by Food Network in Maryland, so pretty big deal. And then we have some awesome produce operators, one in particular, Garden Produce. They do this awesome spinach smoothie for me. So lots of good choices.
Okay, I would definitely check those out.
Cool.
Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions and letting me come into the vaults.
Of course, enjoy and check out the report for yourself on the hauntings. For those of you who are interested in checking out the vaults for yourselves, Lexington Market, in partnership with Baltimore Heritage, offers a monthly tour, second Saturday of every month, so check out the details below.
Thank you so much. Hundreds of people gather in Lexington Market each day to visit vendors such as Faidley's Seafood, which is what we're going to be checking out now.
Hi, my name is Nancy Faidley Devine, and I own Faidley's Seafood in Lexington Market. I'm third generation. My grandfather started here in the year 1886, so we've been here for a long time. My granddad at that time only sold all kinds of fresh seafood because the market was primarily like the grocery store everybody goes to. There weren't any grocery stores. It was just a market, and it's sitting on historic ground. Then after my grandfather, my parents were here, and then my husband and I have been here for 50 years running Faidley's. And we've become pretty famous for our crab cake. I made this first gourmet crab cake in 1987. And in 92, GQ magazine gave me the Golden Dish Award for one of the 10 best dishes of the year. So it kind of introduced the gourmet crab cake to the rest of the world. And gratefully, we've been able to be in Southern Living, Coastal Living, Bon Appetit, Gourmet Magazine, USA Today. And if you came into Faidley's, you'll see all of these awards mounted on our wall. So we're very, very proud of it.
So what year did Faidley's join the Lexington Market?
1886.
And then is everything locally caught?
Most of it's coming from the Chesapeake Bay, and we're especially proud of our Maryland crab meat, and we have rockfish and all sorts of things from right here in the bay, yes.
What would you say is the most popular seafood here?
Well, the most popular thing is our crab cake, the award-winning crab cake, the jumbo lump. I was the first one to make a lump crab cake, but most of the crab cakes were just made of mixed pieces of meat or smaller pieces of meat. It was not made into a gourmet dish, and I kind of wanted to make the crab cake into a gourmet dish, so I use all jumbo lump.
What kind of fish do you think you guys never have enough of here?
Well, one of our most popular fish is Boston hake. We also serve here at Faidley's a lot of catfish. We have haddock, we have flounder, and you're able to, if that's not satisfying your palate, you can pick out your own fresh fish, where we have a large variety of fish, all kinds of fish, and have it prepared by us right here.
What is your involvement in the Chesapeake Bay Oyster Recovery Program?
Well, we're very involved in the oyster recovery. We keep all of our oyster shells and we put them back in the bay. We're trying to help with cleaning up the bay, and also the oysters that we have in the bay used to provide oysters for all over the country. And so they became very, very depleted, and we're trying to build that back up again.
How has the popularity of the crab cakes changed over the years?
Well, a lot of people, you can't get this kind of dish in all other parts of the country. Other people try to make crab cakes, but they're not very successful, especially a good one.
Do you guys have any exchange requests here?
Well, we sell raccoon, and we sell, and that comes in season. It's a fur-bearing animal that comes from down on the shore, and it only has its own season. So I think that would be the most unusual thing.
Thank you for taking your time to answer all of our questions.
Well, we're happy to have everybody, and if you can get a look, it's a fun place to come visit.
Thanks for watching our show, and be sure to follow us on YouTube and social media. And if you have any suggestions for places for us to explore, please be sure to visit our website in the description below. Until next time, we're out.